Hey everyone, Tim with Collect Jurassic here with some new Mattel Jurassic World toy news for the Dino Trackers line. We've been looking at these basically for the past few months, both in previews and reviews, and one dinosaur that has been revealed in text but never in pictures. We're finally now getting to take a look at it today, and that's the Super Colossal Indoraptor. Definitely one that's kind of been hidden from public view for a while, but we finally have quite a few images to check out. So stay tuned and I'll take you through each new photo, starting off with this first image of the Super Colossal Indoraptor in the box. And does this thing look incredible? They got it all here. They have, and I love how these Super Colossal boxes always do this like faux cutout slash coloration of the rest of the figure. But the upper right hand corner is definitely the figure itself with that perfect glossy black, the gold, the sharp teeth. That's the figure, not artwork like we are seeing kind of extending around the midline of the box. And this figure is so big that they put them in the box and take the legs off and the tail off so it'll fit. But you'll get an idea of just how big this is in a second when we look at the other photos. But you can even see here on the box next to the child model just how massive this thing is, which that's what I love about the Super Colossal figures. Obviously, that's their signature trait. They are just massive, massive figures. And this one looks every bit as big and every bit as detailed as some of my favorites, like the Indominus Rex. So here's the Indoraptor out of the box and built. You can see it's got massive legs and tail. The arms are really big too. I'm guessing it can probably do some sort of all fours posture with arms that long, but you can see how that glazed glossy black goes throughout the entire figure, which is right on sort of brand for the Indoraptor and some of the other Indoraptor toys we've seen from Mattel. I definitely love how the big giant Indoraptor teeth kind of interlock here too. Also, those quills on the neck and the back, individually sculpted, not just, a piece of plastic that has lines in it, but actually individually sculpted quills. Looks really, really good here and adds a little bit of detail. And I see a little bit of quills underneath the arms too, in addition to those big giant black toe claws, sort of like the raptor, hence the name Indoraptor. So lots of articulation here with the jaws and the arms and the legs and the tail. You can do some pretty cool poses with it. I can't wait to get this in hand. I love this promotional shot of it roaring at the camera. Get a really nice look at the molded teeth there too. And what's great about these teeth is that these are actually rubber teeth. They started doing this with, I think they started doing this with maybe the Carnotaurus, where they started to actually mold the teeth versus paint them, which I really like this because it means you can kind of be rough with it and not worry about marking up the teeth because they're painted, white. These are actually sculpted white plastic. So you can go as crazy as you want, have this thing, bite other toys, and you're not going to have to worry about that paint rub. And I love the brilliant red of the mouth too. You can also get an idea of how big Indoraptor's throat is for, swallowing other dinosaurs. That's another signature element of Super Colossal. You'll see here in this promo shot, they have Indoraptor chasing some mini dinosaurs, about ready to make a meal out of them. But I definitely love here you can get an idea of how this thing does stand on all four of its appendages a little bit. Anyway, it looks a little bit bent down, but those arms are definitely kind of set up so they can reach the ground, maybe even a little bit of a bend in the wrist so it looks like it's resting its hand on the ground, which is a nice touch. But also from this angle you can see how the gold stripe extends from the jaw all the way down to the tail. That's right, we're getting tail paint on this figure. I love it when Mattel paints the tails. It would be really missed here if they didn't do that. So looking good, and I like this pose where you can kind of see it on all fours almost. Of course, when it does eat those dinosaurs, they do come out in the trap door of the figure, which most of the Super Colossal figures have this feature. I think only a couple don't have the ability to swallow toys, but Indoraptor certainly does. I love that feature. It's going to be interesting to see this next to T-Rex, Giganotosaurus, and Indominus Rex, where it doesn't quite scale the same, right? It's probably going to be every bit as big as them when in reality, if you were scaling to that, it would be a little bit smaller. But what I love about these big figures, even if they break scale, is they do have that incredible detail, which I'm sure you've seen in most of these photos here. Just how much detail is packed in the face, and then of course in the skin throughout. And it really helps these figures look like almost like movie maquettes, like actual film models. I mean, the proportions are a little bit toyetic, but the details there. I mean, you can see here in this close-up shot, the trapdoor, how every individual scale is molded on these. The wrinkles where the leg is bending. It's so cool. That smooth gloss finish on the claws to make them. I mean, I'm sure they're not even painted. They just look smoother because of the texturing. So also looks like there's a little bit of fleck of metallic in the skin too. So just lots and lots of nice little details to make this Indoraptor, very similar to its screen counterpart. Not going to be a 100% plastic, 100% accurate because it is a toy. It is a plastic toy, but all things considered, for 50, 60 bucks for this massive model of Indoraptor, there's nothing else like it in terms of how close it gets to the screen and being such a big figure filled with details. So super colossal Indoraptor. Very excited about this one. Probably looking like a June release date, at least here in the States, which means it could probably start showing up even as soon as next month. I know that there's at least a link for Amazon and some other countries, but as far as the US collectors, we'll just have to wait for that link to go live. Of course, I will add it on the collectjurassic.com checklist if you want to track this one down and add it to your collection. I definitely am going to be adding it to my collection. I'm not quite sure where I'll fit it because right now we have 6 super colossal figures, not counting the T-Rex versions. So I have a nice little even setup, but I got to make room for the 7th Indoraptor here because it's going to be too cool to not include in the display. I mean, just look at this thing. It actually looks gorgeous in the box too, but these figures just really have an imposing presence once you get them out of the box and pop those legs on and pop that tail on. So super colossal Indoraptor coming at you soon. Hopefully again in June. So this is probably one of our final Jurassic World Dino Trackers reveals on the channel. We've definitely been covering them all year as they've been revealed, but we're kind of getting down to the nitty gritty here as we get to the midpoint of the year. We already know what's coming in further waves, but granted, I'm sure there's a few surprises headed our way, especially with Epic Damage and Legacy Collection, those exclusive Mattel Jurassic lines. So definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to Collect Jurassic if you love these kinds of fun Jurassic toy news updates and reviews. Of course, when I get my hands on this Indoraptor, you can count on me doing a review of it because I just love the detail that pack into these and I love sharing it. So I think that's all I have to say about the super colossal Indoraptor. Again, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.